Microphone. There we go. Cool. All right. So this is what I do to find binary plants privilege escalations with Procmon. Binary plants are useful for user level persistence. Privilege escalations are useful for privilege escalations. So let's launch Procmon, downloaded from Microsoft sysinternals. It's always worth looking at some of the other sysinternal tools as well, because they're not flagged up by AV because they're made by Microsoft, and they give you a ton of useful information, like user writable locations. If you're assessing an application, you might want to look at the specifics of what folders it reads and writes from, but generally we'll skip that for now. So usually what I want to do is get rid of well, actually it's not that I want to get rid of success, I just want to see name not found, so that's my first step. There's probably better ways of doing this, but I've been fine with the way that I'm going, and I'll use files specifically, but you can use this similar routine to find privilege escalations and plants in registry as well, but I'll have to dig some links out for that, because this is like a really easy way to do it. So easy hacks and look like I can do cool shit like everybody else. So yeah, depending on how much shit you've got running depends on how much time this will take, and you can save your sort of profile, if you will. So now we're only showing name not found. The next thing is we just want to show, for this case I'm just going to go system. We probably won't see anything, so I won't be able to demonstrate a privilege escalation, but I can show you the settings that I use. And then so let's go down to, so let's say this one for example. If we edit this filter, we say path ends with, and we put our file extensions in there, so .exe, .dll. You might want to look at all of the Windows registered file types or file associations. I think it's ASOC. Yeah, so ASOC will give you a list of files, and you might want to extract some of those files to things that you care about, things that will execute or launch other programs that might be useful for other dicking around. So DLL, you might want to put JavaScript in there as well, just in case you want to get like a hook or in some shitty Electron apps or whatever. Obviously you want, well, the likelihood of seeing JS running in systems is quite low, but so we can see executables. So if we want to do just binary planting based stuff, we want to turn off all of that shit apart from disk, registry, so we can see some interesting stuff there. And that's pretty much it. So if we go to filters, so what I've got here is they're not found, the user that I care about, and the file extensions. That's it. And then let me just go to filter again. If we just get rid of that one real quick, see what changes. So one of the other things is, if you're doing DLLs, there's a chap called Didier Stevens who does all kinds of interesting work. He has a cmd.dll. That's useful to use because you can quickly pop a command shell, which is very similar to a normal command shell, apart from it's written in a slightly different way. It'll launch you a command prompt, so it's good for POCs and bug bounties and demonstrating that you can actually get code execution. And also, you might not always want to bend over backwards trying to work your way around, or you might not have the tooling available to work your way around Defender or EDR or AV or whatever. So cmd.exe is a nice sort of way to pop a shell without flagging off antivirus and sort of pissing your computer off. That's it really. So one more time and I'll shut it off. So filters, name not found, extensions, and then the user account. So you can right click on these areas here. This is quite useful. So if you're not interested in the details, obviously click that and then details go away. And then you already know, so integrity is a good one, so you might just want to say results. don't need that. Oh yeah, we do need that actually. And then path, we do need that. Time of day, not necessary. Process name, kind of useful. There you go. That's like a minimal view. And then obviously, if you're picking on one specific program, what you might want to do is just include the executable and then leave everything else blank so that you can see everything that it is doing and that isn't doing, because you might find that there's a file that does exist that is found, but actually you've got permissions to overwrite it or patch it, and that could be useful for melting in a payload to the existing executable that you as a low privilege user can overwrite. So keep that in mind as well. Alright, hopefully I've done a help.